Hi, and welcome back to Wicked Wands Tarot. My name is Carmen, and today we have a reading for you about somebody that has stayed quiet or sat back, let things happen, and didn't really involve themselves very much. We've got the gargoyle, and if you know anything about gargoyles, they are made of stone, usually. And I'm getting a lot of like stubborn energy, like, I know you want me to be going over there or saying this or opening up or telling you what happened, but I just want to be alone, is kind of the vibe that I'm getting from this. The card says, in stone I'm carved, let alone in the cold, always watching over, protecting stories untold. So this could be somebody who witnessed something they don't want to be honest about. This could be somebody who doesn't want to be forthcoming about their own feelings. But it's not going to last for very long because we have this skull energy, which should be very similar or align with the death card from the tarot, which talks about transformation. And the card says transcendence, intuition, power. I love those words. And I feel like the combination implies we have somebody that realizes they can't just sit there. They can't just be silent. They can't keep this to themselves. So let's see what the secret is, you guys. Hi, Peggy. Hi, Tiana. How are we doing today? I have to say my line, or it feels weird. Let's call in spirit with a little bit of wind chime time. Do you guys remember the day I totally forgot that line? And I was like weirded out because I say it every day. Hopefully that doesn't happen ever again. Hi there, Peter. How are you doing? Okay, I hope you all are doing well. Let's dive in. Gotta figure out what this secret is, right? I mean, I suppose I could like delay that, but that's what I want to know. I imagine that's what you want to know. Okay, I'm going with the Poe Tarot. You know I love it. What is the secret? What are they protecting? Stop. So the Ace of Quills just came out, and that is the Ace of Swords. Swords, when you see them in the tarot, generally talks about like truth, honesty, intelligence, right? The mind. And here we have, what are they protecting? The truth. Well, yeah, no, I know. Do you not want me to know what the truth is? And then we have the Nine of Quills. This is the Nine of Swords. Now, this is actually a fairly spooky depiction of the Nine of Swords, but in general, if you see it in like the Rider-Waite, for example, it's that card where somebody's sitting up in bed, looks like they can't sleep, and there's a bunch of swords behind them. 9 of them. This is causing somebody a lot of anxiety. So let me read what is actually on the card. For the Ace of Quills or Ace of Swords, if you wish to forget anything on the spot, make a note that this thing is to be remembered. It kind of feels like the opposite to me. Like somebody's trying really hard to forget something, and because they're not meant to forget it, they keep getting reminded of it, which explains the Nine of Swords, right? The Nine of Quills, which says, it is impossible to say how first the idea entered my brain, but once conceived, it haunted me day and night. Okay. We're going to put it up here, because clearly I'm going to need to get a couple more cards on this. Hello there, Cancer King. How are you? Hello, David. Welcome. All right. If I haven't mentioned it recently, I don't read this particular deck in the reverse just because of the artwork. So this is number 17, the star. I believe we had this like 2 days ago. When the light was extinguished, she covered me warm, and she prayed to the angels to keep me from harm, to the queen of the angels to shield me from harm. Very focused on, it's like somebody has connections to the queen of the angels. So this star energy, somebody who is either protective or protected. I mean, honestly, it could be both, right? This kind of makes me feel like someone is making things a little bit more difficult for this gargoyle individual to feel comfortable keeping the secret. Like, whether that's the universe playing certain songs on the radio or street signs making you think of someone's name or their favorite color, whatever the hell it is. It feels like this person is in this Nine of Swords energy or that anxiety energy because they were trying so desperately to forget and remove this from their memory, like eternal sunshine of the spotless mind style. But the star is also something that talks about intuition, and we had the intuition word come out on our skull card. So I think this person's intuition is stronger because they are trying to not listen to it. So, like, have you ever had a really noisy neighbor? Like, maybe they live above you and they just stomp. Like, definitely been a few neighbors that had like nicknames like elephant feet. I won't go into all of them, but sometimes people are frustrated by noises and then approach that situation in not a very wise way that really only makes those people who were loud to begin with want to be even louder. That's what I'm getting here. Like, yeah, no, I appreciate that you are trying to ignore this or you are trying to be made of stone, not do anything about it. We're going to bother you until you realize you have to do this, whatever this thing is. So we have the Page of Pause. Upon my I'm getting older, okay, you guys. Upon my touching him, he immediately arose, purred loudly, rubbed against my hand, and appeared delighted with my notice. This, then, was the very creature of which I was in search. That was not what I was expecting. Hi there, Redbeard. Hello, Paul. How are we doing today? What? It feels like whatever this person's fear is associated with taking action or being honest, they have overestimated the things of which they should be afraid. Because we have somebody who is delighted with my notice, right? It's such a cute drawing. I love it. Hi there, Drew. How are you doing? Number 16, the Tower. While I gazed, this fissure rapidly widened. There came a fierce breath of the whirlwind. The entire orb of the satellite burst at once upon my sight. My brain reeled as I saw the mighty walls rushing asunder. I think we have a pretty significant fear of what happens when somebody makes a move or tells the truth, which makes a lot of sense, right? That's generally why people keep a secret. But this is about the destruction of something, right? I think it's from the fall of the House of Usher. I could be wrong. There's a secret here about somebody, I think, wanting to reconcile, see you again, make up after a fight. But there's something really terrifying about this. I don't know if this person has to like choose between doing right by you and doing right by another person or something like that, but we're going to go with the situations deck. The secret here is interesting because when I see this Tower card, it really does make me feel like it aligns with that gargoyle card, you know, kind of like that gothic vibe, but also the sense of something structural breaking, right? Because with the gargoyle, we know the myth or whatever the belief is, they're made of stone, but they move when you're not looking. So somebody's about to move, make a move. So we have waves, emotions coming, going. And we have insatiable with some ice cubes, unquenchable, wanting more, and gossip, petty, jealousy, envy. So I think we have people already talking about whatever this secret is with this gossip card. Perhaps somebody feels like it's only a matter of time before this comes out, and that's why we have this Nine of Swords, right? Even if I'm not honest, this information could get out anyways. And with that kind of energy, my reaction is, if there's something you're trying to hide and you know there are ways that's going to come out anyways, wouldn't you want to kind of like get ahead of it? I don't know, like if I said something I shouldn't have and it's going to get back to the person, like I would rather just talk about it right away. Let's hash it out. This person that has a truth to share is a little bit nervous that whatever they're hiding is going to get out some other way anyways. Hello, smiling baby penguin. Right back at ya. What a great name. My sister-in-law is obsessed with penguins, and I spent the night at their place years ago. Their guest room had the like one entire wall in the bedroom was like a mountain of stuffed penguins. Like when I do this movement, I want you to understand this was like stack, 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 stack. And I remember waking up in the middle of the night and catching one of the like eyeballs from the penguins looking at me. I was like, eh. That's my story. I'm very proud of it. Anyways, awesome. All right, we have. Okay. Divine masculine, magnetic, unexplainable pull underneath our insatiable card. I might add, just kind of a big deal, at least in my opinion. And interlude, pause, timing factor. So we probably can align the divine masculine to the gargoyle, but you would know better than I. Remember, these are general readings that I do. It was not smiling, which is a disappointment. Aw. So this interlude card, I know the general vibe of the card should be like I'm literally watching a movie, just taking a break, like an intermission vibe, right? But what I'm really getting is more so like a nervous energy that eats. I want to say in Best in Show, there's a scene where we could talk or not talk for hours. Or what's the lady? I don't know that I want to like ruin the movie for anyone. The lady with the like already has won several awards dog at one point during the competition is really, really nervous. So she's standing out in the hallway, just like shoving popcorn in her face. I think it's popcorn. I'm pretty sure it's popcorn, which makes this even better, right? Because it's like, I feel like somebody's doing something nervously in anticipation of some conversation, reunion, I know I'm going to see you kind of thing. Because this person has admitted that they can't stay away or they can't keep this information to themselves. It's probably tarot time. I'm going to go with the beginner's tarot. If you are trying to learn tarot, this is a pretty good one to choose because they have all the information you could possibly want on the cards. All right, what? Okay. Knight of Swords in the reverse. King of Wands in the reverse. Which makes sense. I mean, if the Knight of Swords were in the upright, this is somebody who's in a rush to tell the truth, right? Moving very quickly. They're holding that sword, which remember, tied to the truth. But we have it in the reverse. We literally have deceitful as the first word, right? It says deceitful, tyrannical, crafty, imprudent, unpredictable, disorganized. And the one that really stands out for me is deceitful. Obviously, because we know there's a secret here, right? And then with the King of Wands in the reverse, it feels to me like I know I could handle what is sitting in front of me, but I choose to not. So the other night I got home from work, I was exhausted. I had dishes to do. I could have done them. I decided not to. And then the next day, I got mad because I needed something that I would have washed the night before. This feels to me like I could have handled this better, or I could have done something previously, like would have avoided so much problem, issues, disconnection, disruption. But there was procrastination, I can't talk, or like that stubbornness, right? With the gargoyle energy. I'm not going to make a move. I'm not going to do anything. Tough titties. And then we move into a very different energy with the Seven of Swords in the reverse and the Page of Pentacles, because this is a different approach. There have been times where I have like been kind of direct or maybe even like blunt. I don't know, maybe people would even call me rude. But just like by the way, like I know that was like a lie or that was dishonest or I felt like this was disrespectful. Like it's not a huge deal, but I would really appreciate it if you didn't do that kind of thing again. Some people really can't handle that, freak the fuck out and just like, I'm running away. Other people like actually listen to it and they're like, oh, I could probably make a change in that. Or I didn't know that would cause a problem. Or yeah, you know what? I probably do need to work on that. I think somebody else told me that. Like, this person's realizing that whole expecting different results from doing the same thing is the definition of insanity kind of thing, right? Like, well, what if, hear me out, what if I told the truth? What? Should I do that? Like, it's not what I normally do. I normally stay in my gargoyle form and watch and wait and then don't say anything. But now this is confusing to me because this is saying I'm ready to tell the truth. And then we have 8 of Wands in the reverse. 8 of Wands in the reverse is like not talking. I think what really stands out from this card is a fear of talking because you think it's going to be difficult. I think I've actually told this story before, but I'm going to do it anyways. When I was in high school, I wanted to go to a concert. I'd never been to a concert before or a show, whatever you want to call it. I know you're dying to know. It was Power Man 5000. And probably like half of you don't even know who that is, and that's fine. Look them up. I was really nervous to ask my parents if I could go because I was pretty certain they were either going to be like too concerned over what safety parameters they were or like the logistics of it. Maybe I don't want to like come and pick you up after a show, whatever, they would find a reason, right? So I was like kind of delaying asking. And then I finally did ask and it went horribly. Like, the answer was no. I may have cried. I was like 17, you guys, give me a break. I might have thrown a little bit of a temper tantrum. Like, you never let me do anything. I can't believe you don't like want me to have a life. You think everybody's gonna like kill me. This is ridiculous. And then the next morning I woke up and I was like, okay, if this is really important to me, Nine of Cups, if I really want this, I have to think like my parents think. I can't think like I think, right? So I go down to breakfast. My dad's there. He's like cutting up grapefruit or something. Whoa. I sit down and very respectfully say, I'm sorry for how I handled our conversation last night. I know I threw a fit over something that is really just a demonstration of how much you love and care about me and don't want anything bad to happen. I can appreciate that a concert venue or, you know, like going to a rock show or whatever might be a little bit uncomfortable for you in terms of like what other people I might be around. So even though it's upsetting, I get it and I'm sorry. It was genuine, but I got what I wanted. My dad like did a 180. He was like, all right, well, since you're maturing, you can go. Bonus fact, my dumbass thought it was smart to wear a tube top. Thankfully, my buddy lent me a Pantera shirt. It worked out, right? All right. So somebody has this huge fear of a conversation, admitting some secret, admitting, you know, the truth. But on the other side of admitting that truth is what they want. It just might break them to like get to that point, you know? When you encounter important people or special people in your life, they will break you down one way or the other. And maybe that sounds like pessimistic or I don't know, like dramatic, but that's how I feel. They either break you down to the point where you are then better capable of building yourself up in a stronger way, or where they will break you down in a way where it takes you a while to realize that person consistently knocks over my fucking Jenga. Like, or, you know, destroys my sandcastles. I can build better if this person is not here, right? So we have somebody that I think has realized this break, this change, or letting go of stubbornness, coming to life instead of being a stone-faced gargoyle is maybe worth a fight. Because this person's lonely. And look, there's like lonely, like I just need companionship, or like where are my friends, or can somebody just like help me celebrate my promotion? And then there's like loneliness for a specific person, right? I think this person gets into a fight about you. Now that could take different forms, right? So for some of you, I'm seeing somebody says something negative about you and it riles this person up and they defend you, and it makes them realize I'm hanging out with a bunch of people that don't get it. Like they don't see people for who they truly are. And that's why they're insulting someone that's important to me, or something that's important to me, right? For others of you, this is somebody else that wants what they want, right? Because competition is another way to look at the Five of Wands, or another interpretation of it. There's something here that riles them up and gets them to consider if they need to maybe stop being a gargoyle. I can't wait to call somebody a stone-faced gargoyle later. Some kind of gargoyle insult is going to happen today. Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. Ace of Cups in the reverse. Hesitation, insecurity, fear, lack of courage. What happens if what I feel isn't what they feel, or if what I want isn't something that I can get? Then I do all of this and I get nothing. There, oh my God, you guys, look. It says stubborn. I don't know if you can read it, but that's the energy I've been getting this whole thing, right? Somebody who's stubborn. I remember going on a field trip as a kid, and there was a lot of talk about make sure you're back here at this specific time. You probably won't be able to get to see everything that you want to, right? I had a friend that was maybe a little bit like anxious, or a little uncomfortable in situations like field trips. It wasn't necessarily as adventurous or explorative, right? So at one point we kind of like disagreed, and she wanted to go back and be there and make sure they, you know, there were no issues with timing. And I was like, well, there's just this one last thing I want to go do. And I don't think I'll miss the bus, but I'm going to like risk it. The difference between me and my friend is the difference between this person's normal approach and what they're tempted to do. I should probably play it safe. I should probably just like not do the risky thing. I'll just like, I'll chill here, right? I'll stay like a gargoyle. But they're tempted because they realize these repressed emotions, their tendency to block people, it's putting them in a situation where they feel lonely regardless. You can feel lonely in so many different ways, but to feel lonely while you're surrounded by or in a room full of people that you know, that's probably one of the worst ones, in my opinion, right? And I think this person's realizing they can distract themselves with other people. They can be a hermit and ignore things as much as they want, but this one thing they can't ignore. They're feeling overwhelmed, maybe even a little bit resentful. It's like, I don't know. I'm picturing like a 16-year-old dude who's reminded that before he can go out and party with his buddies or like, I don't know, go play video games or skateboard or some shit, that he has chores he has to do first. And it's like, you know this, you've known this. So like, don't get frustrated or try to like shirk your responsibility, get your ish done, and then you can go do what you want. It's like this person knows they can go do what they want if they just do that one thing. But they're like, oh man, I won't do it. Do I have to? Yeah, you do. I mean, like, you don't, but you're gonna be mad at yourself. So, you know, I guess that's up to you. All right, we're gonna go with the Fairy Lenormand, which doesn't really like align with the vibe, but we're doing it. Hey, there's our dude right underneath Divine Masculine. We get the man card. Are any of you missing yours? Do you need this? Sorry, you could totally insult me if you want to. Yeah, no, it's easy to do that, isn't it? Hello there. Is it Beth Sabi? I hope I didn't say that totally wrong. So, to join the masculine energy, we have the clouds, which is number 6. Interesting too, right? Because we definitely have some clouds in the 5 of Swords card that just came out. This masculine energy doesn't know what to expect if they actually do the right thing. They don't know what happens because maybe they're used to not doing that thing. No, we did that yesterday. This is the Golden Art Nouveau. King of Cups in the reverse, Star. Hierophant. This is kind of serious. I really do feel somebody expects to have their heart like stomped on, that they've been doing some healing work to try to like get to a situation where they can, or to a place where they feel like they can be honest. I think they view they view telling the truth as a way to heal the situation, but there's also a sense of fear because when this person has been unhappy or when this person has been dealing with depression even, they have felt a lot of comfort from this thing or person, right? For some of you, this is like a hobby or a like an outlet, a job perhaps even. But I think for the most, like the majority of you, this is a love connection. But what I get with this Hierophant card, yes, for some of you, this is, I want a relationship. I want things to be serious. I want you to know that, like, I'm not interested in other people. But there's also a sense here that we have somebody that lost their way, had a really difficult several weeks or months, and you may have brought somebody back to their relationship with God. You may have brought somebody back from a sense of not wanting to be around anymore. There's something really kind of heavy about how this person feels in your energy and what would happen if there was the finality of this is done. If I actually know this is lost and done, then I don't know how to operate on that, right? Like, or how to move forward. If there's a cliffhanger, if there's no final answer, then I can still act as if there's hope, you know? High Priestess, Six of Wands in the reverse. Hanged Man. The delay or procrastination is 100% like, I don't know that I would be successful. I don't think that I would say it the right way, or I don't think it would be received the way that it's supposed to be received. Fear. Maybe it's because of my background in sales, but if I want something, I'm going to say something about it, or I'm going to put myself in line to get that thing, right? Like, I'm not going to sit by the sidelines and be like, oh, golly, that looks great. I would love to have that, but I guess I should just sit here and see if it maybe just like falls into my lap. Fuck that. I don't got time for that shit. Neither do you. Yeah, you might fail. You might not get what you want. But if you don't go for it at all, you for sure don't get what you want. Right? So just do it. Do it. I think that was Wedding Crashers. Oh, okay. Oh, you guys, this is getting exciting now. What? Okay, so we have the Tower again, and we had that from the Poe Tarot. Okay. If I have to do it, I will. Fine. I'll stop being stubborn. I'll flip the table. I'll say what I need to say. Because at some point, this person acknowledges that they do actually have the ability to pursue what it is that they want, or they do have the ability to stand up. Like, this King of Pentacles is somebody who is seen as respected, able to get things done, reliable, family man. This is beautiful energy because this is about change. Okay, I know I need to do something different in order to get where I want to be. I'm sorry that I'm laughing. But what I saw in my head when these three cards came out is like one of those really obviously unhappy wedding photos. Because we have Queen of Cups, but she's in the reverse. We have Ten of Cups in the middle. And then we have the King of Swords in the reverse. So it kind of feels to me like we have somebody, it's like that stubborn, irritable, grumpy teenager vibe again. Like, yeah, I don't know. I really just, want to spend the rest of my life with you. You probably don't want that though. Like, the feminine energy over here is like, are you playing games? Are you lying to me? I don't know if I believe you. So I think the advice here for the King of Swords in the reverse is put a little emotion in your voice, okay? Think about how the words fall out of your mouth. Because somebody might think you're just playing games. Somebody might think you don't mean it. So, like, once again, with feeling. Because, I don't know, people's intonation, their like inflection, their body language, their eye contact. Like, we have so many indicators of whether or not somebody's telling us the truth or being like a little bit like lame, right? If you want this person to believe you, you got to like maybe like say it to yourself a couple times in the mirror first, right? Like, hey, I know I've been a stubborn teenage gargoyle and you've been wanting to hear, what I should probably have told you, but I was nervous too. Like, just be genuine, right? Because this person, they think you're going to play games. They think you're going to play games. Okay. This is the Earth and Bone Oracle. Number 41, Nest. Charity, generosity, sharing, and support. This feels to me like advice and also insight that if you approach a conversation that you know could be difficult with a positive mindset and you manage how you communicate, you can influence the outcome of that conversation, right? If I approach a difficult conversation where I have to take accountability and I'm demonstrating, I'm frustrated or I'm mad that I have to be telling the truth or I really don't want to be here, that doesn't really jive well, right? If, on the other hand, I come in and my approach is, hey, like I really thought about what happened and I don't feel comfortable with how I acted in that situation. I feel pretty bad, actually. So I wanted to just like apologize and get your thoughts on that in terms of what I could do different going forward to not have that problem. Like, there's so much that you can control with just how you approach that conversation that I think this person has control over, but needs to focus on in terms of how to make this work right. This is interesting. So we had number 41, Nest, and now we have number 1, Shelter. And I would say a nest is a shelter. Spiritual growth, revival, accountability, and healing, as I was just like on my soapbox about accountability. So you've had enough time to think about things. You've had enough time to play hermit. Now it's time to actually share what's going on, right? This is the Gilded Reverie. It's an extended Lenormand. What else do we have? Oh, really? I should have seen that one. we had High Priestess come out, right? The High Priestess is a card that can talk about hidden knowledge. It can talk about secrets. It can talk about the keeper of secrets. King of Swords in the reverse, if you're listening. This High Priestess already knows what you want to say anyways. You're not going to surprise them. The book that we have here, that represents wisdom or secret knowledge. And then we have the woman coming out. High Priestess. This is literally the High Priestess energy. They already know what you're scared to say. And I feel like I had that come out in a reading a couple days back. So like maybe that should help you understand that you're not going to get some shocked Pikachu situation. They're actually waiting for you to say it. Does that make it easier? I don't know. Hopefully it does. Hi, Angel Light. How are you doing? If you beat around the bush, you find an empty nest. I like that. Oh. Any guesses? What do you guys think this card is? This is number 24. There's a big old heart in the middle and two cute swans that are about to make out. Do swans make out? Maybe they don't make out. I don't know. Hi there, Anthony. How are you doing? I do offer personal readings. If you'd like to get one of those, you can check the description box below. Hello, Robin. Did I say hello, Angel Light? I think I did. Hello, Ramona. How are you doing? Thank you. So guess what? From what it seems to me, those of you that are dealing with a love connection, there is love on the other side, right? It's bi-directional. But I think what we have is the High Priestess waiting for the King of Swords, King of Pentacles energy to say what you need to say, right? To let the secret out, to act on what this is. But like, it's not a surprise. They already know the secret. So, you know, I feel like that makes it easier, right? Maybe that's just because I'm an honest person. I suppose dishonest people would be like, well, then I don't know how I can lie about it. We have Still Listening. I listen to the music you've shared with me. It helps me connect with you, although we are apart. And Attention of Others. I'm addicted to the attention of others. I love feeling wanted and needed. I don't feel whole without it. Well, then I would say to that, you still have some healing to do. Like, it's one thing to want friendships or companionship from other people. It's a whole other thing to be like, hey, I don't feel good about myself unless other people tell me that I'm hot or like want to date me. So you just want a bunch of toxic connections that never feel like they can actually trust you? Go it. That's not going to work well. We have to get to a point where the love we have for ourselves and the appreciation that we have for who we are, like actually, is enough to get us through without having to depend on empty, vacuous bullshit opinions of people that don't fucking matter to you. Like, 9 times out of 10, the people who are doing this that need attention from random people on Twitter or Tinder, I don't know, Facebook, you don't care about the people you're getting the attention from. Why do you care what they think about you? You could just like tell yourself you're hot. Yeah, I don't know. This girl on YouTube told me I should just, talk to myself in a mirror and quit talking to other people. So now every day I just look in a mirror and I say, oh gosh, you're hot. Sorry guys, that's the Minnesota accent. Highly exaggerated, of course. Thank you, Anthony. Hello, Christina. How are you doing? Hello, Jara. How are you? Did I miss anybody? Thank you. Well, you know, Christina made fun of me for saying y'all, so I definitely needed to do the Minnesota accent. I don't know. I feel like there's just one gap. Let me get one more card. Okay. This is the truth is. Divorce or separation in the near future. I did not see that one coming. Hi, Joseph. How are you doing? Is somebody... Yeah, you're going to have to interpret that one because there are so many different ways that could go. We did talk about resentment. I think this, for most of you, this filing papers card is, if you don't have the cojones to tell me the truth, then there's really nothing we've got to say to each other. Do you have like an actual conversation and feel like we've worked through whatever this is, or not? Because if you don't, then donezo, right? I love it, Tara. I'm originally from Minneapolis, so I'm pretty sure I can still make fun of it. But this resentment card is what we need to deal with. Okay, so there's a secret, there's feelings we haven't talked through, but we got to address this resentment. If you want something with this person, if you want to move forward and you let this fester, it will eventually cause erosion in the foundation of this relationship. Rip that Band-Aid off and deal with it. You know? All right. I'm going to leave it there. I love you all. Thank you for an awesome live chat. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Thank you for the likes and the subscribes, and I will see you on the next reading.